Russian Folk Belief by Linda J. Ivanits. Book Review. I have heard a lot of good things about this book, but I had never read it. Being a native Polish speaker, I have direct access to Polish literature on the topic, so I never felt the need to read what has been written on the topic in English based on Russian sources. But since I committed myself to recommending only books I read myself, I decided to read Ivanits's book as well. And I am glad I did, because now I can wholeheartedly and honestly recommend this book to you. As you most likely already know, Russian folk belief is a survey of spiritual beliefs and some para-religious rituals of mostly 19th and 20th century Russian peasants. The book does not have the breadth, depth, and scope of, say, Myshinsky's Kultura Ludowa Sławian. Nevertheless, it does a good job of presenting the basics of perceiving the world in the East Slavic pagan way, with a lot of attention paid to the attempt to separate the Christian from the pagan. Ivanits starts by explaining the concept of double faith, currently somewhat contested, but fully embraced back in 1989 when the book was published. She was slightly ahead of her time in stating that this concept is the result of etic analysis by external observers, not the way the Russian peasants saw themselves. Throughout the book she makes this point several times, showing how Christian narratives were grafted onto the pre-Christian worldview and how the pre-Christian worldview of the Christianized Slavs influenced the Christian narratives of the Russian Orthodox Church. In my opinion, one of the strongest aspects of the book is the way it presents the complex interplay and mutual influence between pagan and Christian traditions, which will hopefully allow you to get a better feel for how Slavic pre-Christian beliefs were preserved in the traditions and customs of Slavic folk. Ivanits also provides a useful summary of Russian ethnography as well as Russian Slavic studies focused on Slavic paganism. This serves as an excellent introduction to the critical analysis of any content you might find online, helping you better distinguish between facts, interpretations, and straight folklore. What I find, quite frankly, shocking is that with a publication like this readily available in English, there is still so much diluted folklore circulating in the Slavic pagan Anglosphere. The only explanation of this is the complete lack of any reading habits, let alone healthy ones, among online pagan influencers. This is perhaps not terribly surprising, but it is nevertheless still sad. Particularly since the book is written in plain English, with no fancy vocabulary or academic jargon, and is barely 250 pages long, so it is really easy to read. To summarize, if you do not read any Slavic language, read Russian Folk Belief by Linda J. Ivanits before you undertake any attempts at doing anything even remotely related to Slavic native faith.